Hi everyone, Tasha here from Pixie Mommy's Reborns. Happy Friday. Well, ta-da! Looky, looky. It is my entire current collection to date. Yes. So many of you have requested to see my whole collection together, which is takes a bit to get everyone out and together, especially seeming as some of you may know, I do rotate some babies in and out of the hope chest so that I'm not so crowded. So I did decide today to get everyone out. I wouldn't say that everyone's hair is perfect or dressed. If I had more time, I would have theme dressed them or something. But I figured if I don't just get it done, it's never gonna happen. So, let me introduce you to everyone. To those of you new, hi, hello, and welcome. I am a reborn doll collector, and this is my current collection. I've had some babies recently leave, and my little Tink Harley is sold. She will be going home, I think, towards the end of next month. She's on a layaway, so you don't see her out here. But everyone that is, currently in my collection is here. So we'll go around, and I feel like the magic kind of started with my Twinkies. So I will start over here with the Twinkies. This is twin A and B. I call them my Twinkies. It's Benjamin and Berlin, and Ben is the twin B, and Berlin is twin A. So those are the Twinkies, and when they came, I got that very, emotional connection. They reminded me, of back when my children were born, the sculpt and I don't know, something about the Twinkies, really got to my heart. So that's my Twinkies, and I just adore them. They don't get a lot of camera time and filming time. I tend to spend more time with my awake babies as far as changing them more often and stuff. But the Twinkies have my heart for sure. They have never been in the hope chest. They have their own special little basket on my husband's nightstand, right next to the bed. And they're there, and I just adore these two. And plus, I haven't been so long into the collecting. I don't have a ton of newborn. I have more 0 to 3 months, so I don't have an extensive wardrobe to change them in and out of, which is fine. And that's what collecting is. We collect, including the clothes as we go along. So and it was my choice, and I kind of focused on new babies coming in and getting new outfits for them and stuff. And I just feel like the Twinkies, just in their little onesies in the basket, they just are, so appealing in their onesies. I can see all their details and everything. So for the most part, they kind of stick around like that. So they are just, it was originally Ben that I had seen, and I, was looking for, that blonde hair. He just, stood out and was very, very, just special. And, the artist, had, agreed to sell him, because he was one out of the artist, personal collection. And then kind of right within the 5 minutes, I realized, well, this little gorgeous, baby is his twin, and they were created together as twins, as a set. So I said, oh my gosh, and she's equally as beautiful. So even though I wasn't necessarily at the time prepared to, adopt two babies, I went right back to the artist and said, can I take the set? Which she was thrilled as well, because they were really special, and they were together. So that's how Ben and Berlin came about. And there are, previous videos from, I think like back in October, from when I first started YouTube with the Twinkies, and it tells their whole story and who their artist is and all that good stuff. Right now, I'm just going to go through the babies and name their sculpts. So I'm just saying the artist, because this video is, just to show all the babies. So then we have my absolute heart, which is Mr. Aasir. And he is the Sally sculpt by Bonnie Brown. And he is an extremely special baby to me. He's just unique in his own rights. The name Aasir means, it's African, and it means, I believe it's Kenyan, and it means one with a captivating and fascinating personality, which that he certainly does have. And he wears those little round John Lennon glasses, which just kind of completes his look. I get a lot of people ask me about his glasses and where did I get them and such. He came to me with the glasses as part of his look, and his artist had purchased the glasses. I think it was years, but it was much prior to, because she had the kit away. She purchased the glasses, vintage, specifically, and put them away for this kit because she had this vision for him. So I don't know where to get these glasses, but they are, unique to Aasir, and he is just such a fun baby because, I can sit him up and prop him and do pictures, and he looks, almost like a little bit older and playing with things and looking at things, and he does that so well. But then he's also just, cuddles up in a little sleeper or a onesie and just holds like a newborn baby or like a month-old baby. Like he's like my all-in-one baby. He brings me that soft sweetness of a new baby, and he brings me that, fun and playfulness and a bit of mischief there, Mr. Aasir. And he's not mischievous in a naughty way. He's just mischievous in a very, very sweet way. And he likes to teach all his brothers and sisters his tricks. And he is truly the one that kind of greets everyone and shows everyone the ropes here, as well as Marley, but she's more recently added to my collection, which I'll get to her, my pixie girl, my mascot. But Aasir is the baby that greets everyone. So now I'm going in no specific order of how babies came. This is just how I have them here. Next we have AZ. His name is Asvoria, and AZ is his nickname, and he is the Asriel sculpt by Jorgia Pigott. Pigott, I'm not sure if I am saying that correctly. Sorry if I butchered the sculptor's name, but that is Asvoria, and I usually always call him AZ. He is a very limited edition. There's not many of him. I forget the number now. It's very, very low. Is it 200 or 300? I'm not sure. There's not many of him. He's the Asriel Awake, because there was an Asriel Asleep too, but very small edition and just such an amazing sculpt. And this guy is my gentle giant. he has just such a gentle energy. And just, he is so cuddly and so snuggly and so just gorgeously chunky and scrumptious with those scrumptious lips that I kiss on every day. He is look, all my babies are special to me and bring something in different ways. And he just is, like I said, he is just like my gentle giant. He's, I create and have characters for my babies, and some have already, started with the artist. And, I just, see him as just such a kind, gentle soul, and, just such a scrumptious, chubby, cuddly, baby. He's absolutely beautiful. I get, lots of compliments on him. I get lots of messages. Oh, if you're ever going to let him go. I get that on many babies, and I'll get into that in a bit, but I don't, first off, he's never going anywhere. And, yes, I have let babies go out of my collection. I can't possibly keep lists and names, and y'all just have to pay attention to my videos, because that's just I have my business and my kids and everything, and in my business I have lists for my sugar gliders, waiting lists and things like that. Like, I can't possibly do that here in my hobby. Anyways, he is for sure a forever baby. So anyway, next, we have Mr. Nicholas. And of course, he's next to Kenzie. They're both the Saskia sculpt by Bonnie Brown. And Nicholas is a little boy Saskia, and he is just a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, like California hunk. The shirt is right, hunk. And he has, quite a bit of a chubby look. It's very interesting how the artist, because it's the same artist as Kenzie, gave Nicholas just very much boy features, and just the illusion when you paint, like, just makes him look more stocky and chubby, and just, just the way that a boy should be. The lighting in here is not fabulous as far as like picking up the color of their eyes and stuff. He's got really beautiful blue eyes. We are in my bedroom, and I do have the blinds open, but we are on a side of the house that the lighting never comes in very good, and there is trees in the neighbor's house and stuff, so it's not even like direct coming in, but I have to film where I can. So that's it for that. But yes, Nicholas is just like the bum, the hunk, the hunker monk. He looks a lot like me. He definitely, him and the Twinkies look so to me. And many people have, said when I have these babies in my arms, oh my gosh, they so much look like you. Now, many of the babies in my collection do not look like me. It's just cool to have some that do, and he is definitely my little boy clone here. And then we have Miss Kenzie, and she has I think they're definitely considered green eyes. To me, they're bluish green, but all green eyes seem to look bluish green to me. So, and she has a dark brown hair. I don't think it's necessarily as dark as chocolate, but I'm not really good with colors. It's a dark brown hair, and she is actually rooted with human hair, and it is very lovely. I really enjoy. It's very easy to style. I like to put it up like this, or up in pigtails, or just down with a headband. She looks really, really adorable. And now that I kind of got it down of how to, comb her hair right, it's just very easy for me. And it really stays in style and place. And oh my gosh, look at that face. I mean, look at this girl. So she is just, that's my Kenzie girl. And we have a lot of fun together with her hair. And she just looks adorable in outfits. I should switch spots with like Nicholas for a minute. There we go. You could see his eyes a little better. The way I had, he was just kind of looking down a little bit. You couldn't see his eyes. You could see his eyes better now. Like you can see Kenzie's there. But, so those are my two Saskias. To those of you that have been with me from the beginning, I've had a few Saskias in and out. All were beautiful, especially Graceland, the last one that went, and even the one before. Just I had a vision, and it wasn't necessarily a vision of like the hair, but I had the painting style that I really wanted on the Saskia, which I found in this artist. I love the Saskia with like, a tanner skin tone, although in no way are they're Caucasian babies. They're obviously they're not ethnic at all, but they're not that peaches and cream. They're just more of like a tan glow, and they have very defined like creasing and things like that I enjoy in this sculpt, because to me, it brings out, again, with Bonnie Brown, she is just such an amazing sculptor. She's definitely my favorite sculptor. And to me, it really just brings out the features in this sculpt. And because it's a bigger baby, it just, I don't know. For me, it just, that's what pings my heart. So it took me several tries and, lots of looking to find, my quote dream Saskias, because to me, it's just a timeless kit. It's just so enjoyable. They can be enjoyed anywhere from holding like, a few-month-old baby, like 3-month-old baby, or even 2-month-old, they're small, you can baby them and cradle them and go all the way to holding them kind of on your hip and pretending they're almost a toddler, even though they're not the size of a toddler. And as far as dressing, they can go both ways. So it's just a sculpt that I love, and was, I really like having a boy and a girl in the Saskia sculpt. So there we go, Kenzie and Nicholas. So up here is Miss Marley, okay? And she is the Zodie sculpt by Marita Winters. And Marley is my little pixie girl. As you can see, she is an African little pixie girl, which is just, to me, so absolutely unique. And I love those like 3D psychedelic eyebrows with like the purple and the blue, and then the white makes them pop out. And her hair is the same color. It's like cotton candy. It's long. It is up there. And the Zodie is such a sweet sculpt. I was able to find several little handmade outfits to order that I just love for her. And she kind of goes around with me a lot in the house, because obviously, I'll show you as far as my hand, just picking her up. Look at, how small she is. So I truly do spend quite a lot of time with Marley and enjoying Marley, because I just kind of like to take her around with me and just look at her and admire her. So now we have over here, we have Noah, and he's fairly new to my collection. What was it? Maybe a month and a half ago. Not long. I kind of rolled out, I went fast with my collecting. So a lot of these babies, AZ had come right before him. So, a lot of these babies are fairly new. All of them, the Twinkies started this collection and it was October. So we're not even a year. So all of these babies, wow. When I think about that, wow. I have to slow down for many reasons, and I had to sell a few babies, and I'll get into that in another video. Anyway, this is sweet Noah, and he is the Owen sculpt by Laura Tozio Ross, and he is my painted hair baby in my collection. He's my only painted hair baby that I have in my collection. And he, to me, looks very much like my son Gabriel did when he was, newborn, or more like a month old, because Gabriel was like preemie size. So he wasn't this big newborn, but maybe a month or two old. But he has a lot of Gabriel's features, which is one of the reasons why I fell in love with him, and I loved the Owen sculpt, and I wanted the experience of the painted hair in my collection. And his this particular artist, I think, does very, very beautiful painted hair, to my taste. And then next to him, we have my beautiful Asvoria. And Asvoria is just my zen, my peace, my meditation baby. She's just so beautiful. Her eyes are just so deep, and they just stare deep into your soul. I know I'm not picking up any of my baby's eye colors really great with this lighting, again, as I explained, but let me stop that all for you. Oh, jeez. Oof, I don't have the handset in here. We're going to have to let that ring out. I'm sorry. Asvoria, she actually has a German name, and I believe the name means divine wisdom, and she just has that look of peace and wisdom. She has a lighter brown hair. It's curly. It's a little more, it's not sparsely rooted, but it's not heavily rooted either. Like, comb, you can see her scalp, in some of the rooting. So, and her eyes are, to me, I still call that like a blue-green. They're not as like a light or as Kenzie's necessarily, but that's to me what the eyes, what her color eyes are. And did I say she's the Sky Sculpt by Marita Winters? I was distracted by that phone. She is the Sky Sculpt by Marita Winters. I love how the legs and the feet curl, and it's just, she holds and curls up so beautifully. And yeah, she just brings me great peace and joy, this little one. And then up here, we have two Tinks. So we have little Jamison. I have not changed his name yet, and I don't know if I can because he's just Jamison to me now. My little Russian Tink. So obviously, well, to those of you that don't know, Tink is by Bonnie Brown. It's a preemie sculpt, and an extremely amazingly detailed sculpt. The hands on this sculpt, and the feet, and just the whole sculpt is just, and it's an open eye baby, and Tink is just this tiny little precious face. So Jamison is my little boy Tink. He is a Caucasian baby. I should have mentioned as I went along, Asvoria is a AA baby. She's a little bit lighter of a skin tone, but she's definitely an African baby. Owen is a Caucasian baby. And then I think I mentioned, Kenzie and Nicholas are Caucasian babies. AZ is African. Aasir is African. The Twinkies are Caucasian. And Marley is African. Sorry about that to those that need that description. Jamison is Caucasian. He's got more of a fair skin tone. His skin is very translucent and extremely modeled and detailed, which to me is how a newborn should be. Just with, you can just really see the pronounced mottling and veining and, blushing and blemishes and just, very, very newborn. He has a light brown hair, gorgeously rooted. I don't know what kind of hair this is because the Russian artists aren't too big on sharing their secrets of this amazing blend of mohair they used. Of course, it's not brushed too nicely, but it's right now because I just kind of plopped all the babies out. But it's just, that's as messy as it gets, because it just works out so well. So, and he has blue eyes, also leaning towards the green side. I have a lot of babies that have almost like that blue-green mix. And then we have my newest addition, my little girl Tink, and this is Pipierre. And she is an African baby. She has a beautiful dark chocolatey skin tone, like chocolate velvet, like velvet chocolate. And it's just very, it's, what do you call it? Like, it's not all one tone. Like, you can just, it's, I guess you would, I don't know if you consider that, what you call that. I don't know. She has very deep brown eyes, and she has lots of beautiful, soft, curly black hair. It can, as you see me pulling it up, it can go all wild. It can be tamed down, which right now I have the front kind of combed down, and she has the headband on, and then all the curls are sticking out the back. And I mean, she is absolutely just so precious, so amazing. I've really been enjoying the two Tinks. I guess, when I just have her out, I've been having him out, and I've really been spending quite a bit of time in tiny Tink land over here, enjoying these babies. So, you all have my current collection to date. My collection is ever changing in certain ways. But this is, as of to date. Many of these babies, the majority of these babies that you see here will not rotate out of my collection. They are forever babies. I'm very close now, I feel, to where, look, people do change their minds, and, years down the road, you never know what's to come, but the way I feel now, and certain ones just are, and that'll just be. Noah is one that I've been thinking about because he is newer, and because I did need to make some changes and let a few babies go. I was also considering Jamison, but now that I've had him out and with Pipierre, and they just look so sweet together, I'm not sure that I'm prepared to let him go. But I would say I don't have as deep of a connection as I do with some of the other babies. And as you all know, it's a very personal thing, the bond and the connection that you have, and why each collector gets that crazy magic with certain babies is it. I think it's a personal thing. It's what reaches your heart. So that's that. I don't think I've ever had it where I've quote lost a bond with a baby. Once a baby reaches that magic status, and the ones really that have, it was instant for me. That's not changed because the sentimental part comes in so heavily. And I don't know what barriers I might, place with certain newer babies maybe that have come in You know, it could be because I might know financially I need to let them go. Like, I'm not sure, you know, what causes that, you know, barrier. And, you know, sometimes babies look different in person than they did in pictures, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, we all have our personal reasons. It is all very personal because what one collector could be extremely bonded to, another collector might not, you know. So, you know, I guess it's all about perception. I think it has something to do with what's gone on around the circumstances, although testing that theory, not really. So don't have all the answers. Anyway, I'm going to let you all go. I see this has gone on for 30 minutes, and if I let it go any longer, it's going to cut the video and make a second one, and I won't be able to post it. So before it does that, I want to thank you all for joining me to see my entire collection here at Pixie Mommy's Reborns. Please feel free to go ahead and subscribe if you're still here listening. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you get invites to my lives and never miss a video. Absolutely feel free to share this video with your friends. In fact, that's great. I appreciate that. And comment below, which is your favorite baby in my collection? Do you have one? And which baby do you see as the most realistic baby in my collection? Might have to rewind a little bit and look back and see what you think. Favorite baby and most realistic baby. Just curious as to what everyone has. I thought that would be fun to hear from you all on that. All right, I hope everyone has a fabulous weekend. Till next time, God bless.